Welcome. In this video, we're going to do a solo playthrough of TIDAL BLADES Heroes of the Reef. So down at the table, we can see this is going to be a table hog. So I've tried to position everything the best I can. So for a summary of this game, we are competing in a tournament to see who the champion from our contestants will be. And while we're doing this tournament, some monsters are going to pop up that we need to deal with. So at its heart, this is a worker placement game. So we'll be taking our character tokens, putting it on different places on the board, get some resources, and use those to try to better our chances in this tournament. For the multiplayer game, it's a victory point condition, and there's a whole bunch of different ways to acquire victory points. In solo mode, we are just trying to be ahead of our rival on this champion board up here. So for a setup, I'm going to set up like I would for a normal game. Then I'll make some adjustments for the solo play. So we will start with our champion board up top, and we're going to be using 4 contestants here. I have chosen Cayman, so we're going to take his token, put it on the start area. Then we're going to have 2 allies, which are going to be these 2. And I'm going to put those in the 1st and 3rd position. And then we've chosen one, just doesn't matter which ones. And that's going to go on the 2nd spot. So our goal is to be further than this guy on that chart for a victory. And for a total victory, to be ahead of all 3 of these. But these are kind of our allies, and we can take a small victory as long as we're past him. So for this setting up the rest of the board, over here we've got the fold. This is where monsters is going to come in. So action spaces that have a dash line like that, multiple players can go in that spot. Monsters are going to pop out on here. If we go in this spot, we can fight the one in this space. We're going to get 3 shields or shells. Basically, they act like shields. Or down in this spot, we get 2. And for the setup, I'm doing a normal game. So for normal, we are going to have monsters, 2 easy and 2 hard monsters. And I do recommend starting with the monsters that have this symbol. So I've already randomly chosen, we're going to have these 2 for the hard monsters. Put those there. Then 2 easy monsters. We'll go ahead and randomize this a little bit. And pop one of those up. So these are symbols on dice we're going to need to roll to defeat them. And some rewards, evasion triggers if he leaves, and if we get a kill bonus, which we'll go over those things once we get to fighting them. We need to set up the Citadel of Time. Well, there's a D8 for rolling to see if these guys just decide to flee. So the Citadel of Time. So we've got 3 spaces here we can go to get basically shields, money, and challenge cards. Or we can go here to get our dice back from our spent pool to our active pool. We'll go over that here in a little bit. This game is going to be 4 rounds. So round 1, where there's 3 versions of danger dice. And of course, they're going to progress as we go. And in rounds 2 and 4, we're going to get more action cubes. So I'll just put those there for round 2 and 4. And this is our turn marker on area 1. Take our challenge cards, which is going to have what we're trying to roll on our dice, possible rewards, and victory points in multiplayer. It's not going to work that way in solo, but we still use those victory point numbers. Give this a shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And these are going to be cards that are available for us to purchase, basically. So as a worker placement, when we go here, we get the benefit of where we go. So whether we want those resources, get our dice back, and then we're going to get to choose and draw 2 challenges. So we can take from the ones face up or off the top of the stack. Then over at the Chronoseum, so in these areas, we can get a blue die, red die, white die with a money, or a stunt card, plus the bonus of getting a stunt card. And these are going to trigger and do random different things for us. Then we have Lamar's Station. So we get basically 2 money, first player token, which isn't going to matter for solo, 2 crabs, and move our boat. So we've got a boat that starts here, and depending on what position it goes, we're going to get a different reward depending on where that is at. Then over at the ring, money, swap out 2 cards in the market, 2 shields, or we get dice back depending on our resilience value. Then we can buy a card from the market or gain a money. So go ahead and take the market cards, give them a shuffle and deal out 3. And basically it's got how much money it's going to take and what we will get out of that. So here, get a challenge card, get our standard die, a blue die, and a challenge card. Then for our player setup, we've got our board for Cayman. So they're all going to start the same. We've got dials we're going to move up on. We start at 1 for each. We've got Spirit, Focus, Synergy, and Resilience. Spirit is basically going to help trigger some of our stunt cards. Focus is going to determine the max dice we can roll. Synergy, we get far enough on here, we get to draw some more of our character cards, which is where we get our different abilities from the players. And Resilience is refreshing and upgrading dice. So down here we have our active dice pool we'll put on this after we use them to go to our spent areas. And down below here, we're going to have our challenges from the different areas. And in multiplayer games, we will be getting some secret goals, but the goals are not used in solo play. We will get our character standee, 2 action discs. The other 2 are on, we'll be getting in round 2 and 4. I'm going to go through here and find our shell shield. So we can put shells on here to block an X, or we can spend 4 shells from the shield to set a die to any face, or spend 6 shells from the shield to refresh 2 dice. So moving them from our sprint area to our active area. So this will start out in play. We'll give this a shuffle. So we can either go through and get the suggested card, or we can deal us 3 of these and choose one to start in play. So Solitary Warrior, when you are alone, you may discard a stunt or challenge card from your hand to gain a novice die once per turn. Outcast Victory, when you push it on a focus challenge, move +1 on the champion board. And Irregular Mooring, you may take an action on a space that already has a single action disc. And I think I'll take this one. So when we push it on a focus challenge, so basically on these things, the one that are solid, we have to do. The ones that are kind of dashed out, that's pushing it. So we need at least 1 success here. If we get 2, we have pushed it. If we push on this type of symbol, we go up on the champion board, which is what we need in this game. So we'll go ahead and keep that in play. And shuffle these 2 back in here. Start with 2 shells on our player board, 2 shells on our shield, and 2 fruit. We also get our 3 starting challenges, which is going to have a picture of our character on that. So 1 at each different location. And 2 novice dice. So the dice, basically they start at novice. When we upgrade them, we can go red initiate or blue initiate, then go from there out to the elites, and then the guild dice. So they show you the different symbols on each of those, and we also have the player aid for on our turn. And for solo mode, we get the 2 allies, so we'll take all their cards, but we've taken out all the shields in there. Give them a shuffle and then put the top one face up. So he's got the feats of the beta load. If you complete a challenge, you may pay a shell to choose a new challenge card that has fewer symbols. Same thing for over here. Mystic Encounter. You discard a challenge card from your hand to draw a stunt card, or vice versa. And if we are tied or ahead of them on the board, it shows a little respect, and we can use them as an action for us out here. Then we'll go to the rival card. So this sets up everything for the solo mode. So we'll just go over bad things are going to happen when we get 12 victory points in any of these areas. So that's just letting us know for normal, that magic number is 11. Solo mode, we'll go through each of these briefly, but basically it's got its own turn, then we take our turn and back and forth. And it does get one extra action than we do to start with. So that is the basics for setup. Then we're pretty much ready to get going. Like I said, it's worker placement. We're going to go to different places, get an ability, hopefully do some challenges, and go back and forth. We've got 4 rounds of doing this. Each round we're going to go through as many of our actions as we can, progress on, and at the end of the 4, we just need to hope we are further along than our chosen nemesis. So enough talk, let's get on with the tournament. So, our rival goes first. Start with reveal a challenge card, find the matching island, check the points on the challenge card, count down that many spaces from the top of the board, and that's where it's going to go. Basically what that means is we take the top challenge card, flip it over. Oops, I guess before we do that, we need to determine where our judge is going to start. And I'm just going to roll a d6. So 1, 2 starts there, 3, 4, and 5, 6. So he's starting up top. And basically, if we complete a challenge in front of him, we get bonus points for doing that. So that means he's going to go to that. It says victory points of 2, which means he wants to go to the second spot here. So that's going to block us from going there. So we've placed the rival. If the action space is empty, place the rival there. And at the other 2 places, he's going to do additional things. Add challenge card to the plot column. So we're going to take this card, hide it under here. And that's going to count 2 against our plot threshold. And if this gets up to 11, we're going to remove monster hits equal to the plot strength. And we'll figure that out when we get to that point. So then we're going to check the judge's location. If the rival is at a judge's island, which it is, they move 2 spaces up on the champion board. Just like that, he moves up there. If he was at the fold, some other things would happen. If neither of that happens, we get another card out that just goes down to the bottom. Then we resolve any plots if they would happen. So we are done with his turn. Then for us, we kind of want to go and press him. But before we head up there, we're going to come down to the Droska ring. This is going to get us 2 shells. Then we can either buy a card from the market or gain a fruit. We are going to spend a fruit to gain a die. And that is going to be the novice die. I'm just going to place these on the bottom of the stack and bring out the next one. Then the rival's going to go. Oh wait, while we're there, before that happens, we're going to attempt to do a challenge. So right now our focus is 1, so we can only roll 1 die. We can spend a fruit to roll additional die, so we'll spend that to bring in another one. So we're going to have 2 dice, along with the danger die. We want at least 1 of that symbol. 2 would be better. So we'll see if we can keep everything on screen with that. And that got us nothing. So we're going to spend a shield so we can keep on rolling. We can keep rolling as long as we want to, unless we run out of dice. So like I said, with that, that's not a symbol we're looking for, and that means we have to block it or we have to remove one of our dice. So we keep on going. Still nothing good. We block it. We'll keep on rolling. Still nothing good, but at least nothing bad happened there. And that's how this dice game is going to go for me. All right, so that went well. Don't have anything to block with. Got our symbol there, and that is a wild. So we have pushed it. And with that, when you push it on a focus challenge, we move up one on the champion board. And since we got both symbols, we get to move up on our focus, one for each symbol we use. So we'll go up 2. Then we'll place this down underneath here. These go to our spent area. Then on to the rival. So he's going down here to the 3rd spot. So 1, 2, and 3. And all he does is move the ship over. And since nothing else happened, it's not at the place with the judge, and he didn't fight, we'll add another one up here. Then back to our turn, we're going to go up here to the guard tower, so we get a blue die. And yes, I pimped these out with some coin collectors, 25 millimeter. I did this for Arkham Horror, the board game, and now it's just a habit for me to do that. So we get a blue die from that. We get to draw a stunt card. So refresh a number of dice equal to your spirit trait level. So we can do that at any time. Right now our spirit trait is 1, so we'll hold on to that card. Actually, no, I am going to go ahead and use that. I'm going to bring one of these dice over because the blue doesn't have the symbol I'm looking for. So that is spent. Let's put that underneath. Because this is the challenge we're going to attempt, and the blue does not have that symbol on it. So attempting that challenge. Our focus is now up to 2, so we can have 2 dice. Going to get the danger. And we're looking for 2 spirit symbols. And we got 0, and we need to block. So we're going to re-roll all of them. All right, we need to block again. We got 1 spirit. And one of our abilities on here is spin 4 shells from the shield to set a die to any face. So we'll do that. These go away. So we've completed the challenge in front of the judge. So we will move up another spot. Let's go to the spent area. We're going to go up 2 in spirit. So that ends our turn. And for Axel, he's going to stay where he's at. He wants to go to the 3rd spot. So 1, 2, and 3. That is taken, which means he goes over to fight a beast. So when he goes over here, he just goes up 1 on the champion board. We are in turn 1. That determines how many hits he's going to get. So we'll take one of his tokens, and he starts in the upper right and works his way down. Does not get the benefits from that. We'll place that under there. He's up to 6. Now there is a way for us to get rid of those, but we need to complete challenges that equal to some of those victory points. I don't like the fact that he went to fight. So we're going to use one of our allies to go to the same space. Like I said, these are not limited to 1 per player, so we can go there to get 3 shields. For the dice pool, we're getting that. Got 1 blue one, but fight a monster with a bonus die from the fighting style. So this is his style, and we are level 1 with that, since we have one completed challenge with that. And at level 1, that means we get a novice die to roll with it. And we can use the ability, discard a challenge card from your hand to draw a stunt card or vice versa. We're not going to do that. All right, so we need to deal with that. And even though I can use this for one of the lower ones, kind of hoping for that symbol instead. So we're going to re-roll them both. So I'm good with keeping that. We can use that as a wild to go where we want it to, and we can block with that. So we'll place 2 of our tokens on that one. And on the top spot, it means we go up on the champion's track. And in the 2 areas we did some damage, we will move up on those tracks. So resilience and synergy, which is going to allow us to up one of our cards. So when that happens, we draw 2 and pick one to keep. So we've got our Solitary Warrior, which we've seen before, and Tricks of the Trade, who may use shells as fruit and fruit as shells. That seems pretty nice. So we are going to keep Tricks of the Trade. That goes on the bottom of our stack. Now the downside of going up here, dice we use there are lost. So they do not come back to our spent area. And after we use an ally, they move up 3 spaces on the track. 1, 2, and 3. So that's going to end our round. So end of round, we're going to see if this guy invades. So we're going to roll a die. On a 6 to 8, he invades. And he does. So when they evade, in a normal game, you want to keep track of these tokens and put them off to the side. They aren't going to matter in the solo game. So during the evasion, normal game, if you didn't do damage to it, you're taking that, so we'd lose a die. In solo mode, if we don't have as many damage tokens on there, that will happen for us, but we had more. So he just leaves, and that's not an issue. Then all the monsters are going to advance, so another one comes out. So this one's the next one we have to deal with. Of course, the rewards are, if we did damage to it and it's killed, we get the reward value, and if we did the final blow, we get the kill bonus. So we get to refresh and upgrade our dice. Our resilience value is 2, so we get to choose 2 dice. They're going to get refreshed, and we can upgrade them. So we can take the novice to either the red initiate or the blue initiate. I'm just going to take one of each. Oh yes, and after we use them, their card's going to go to the bottom and flip another one back on top. Market cards cost you 1 less fruit. So return all our characters and our tokens. Multiplayer game, you check the champion board to see who's ahead. And if someone definitely has a lead, they'll get a leader bonus for at the end of the game. Does not matter in solo. But we'll go through with it. Judge is going to go clockwise to the next location. And we advance the round marker. So now this is going to be our die. So we've got more X's and a double X on it. And we all get one more action. So starting round 2. Rival goes first. So he's looking to go down here to the second area. And depending on what level he goes to, so he's in the second spot, he's just going to cycle through the next card. And then since nothing else happens, he gets another one. Bring those down. So that is up to 4. And this is up to 7. We are going to run up here and get a blue die. Draw a card. So refresh a number of dice equal to your spirit trait level, which is now 2. So hold on to that. Boring turn. And over here, you want to go to the 3rd spot. So 1, 2, and 3. Oops. So that's going to take that up to 5. And up to 9. Getting serious. We're going to go get some more challenges. We'll go here to get 3 money. We also get to cycle out 2 cards. Both of these look too big for us. So we will replace with those, and we get to take 2. I'll take that one, and that gets immediately replaced. I'll take that one too. Our rival takes a turn. So he wants to go to that spot, which he's been to, so he's going to go fight. So it goes 1 up on the board. We're in round 2. Cover those up. And this is going to take it up past our limit. So bad things are about to happen. So we had a total of 12 here. We need 11 for that to trigger. So what we're going to do is remove half of the cards, starting with the highest number one. So we'll just remove those. Since we removed 2 cards, that means the plot strength is 2. So remove monster hits equal to the plot strength. I believe that will just target our tokens. I don't believe it targets theirs, so we'll just leave that there. Since we didn't have any, that didn't hurt us too bad. So for our action, we're going to come down to Racer's Bay, and that's going to advance the boat. And that's going to get us a shell. Then the stadium is going to advance. That's going to allow us to go up on the track. Then we're going to attempt a challenge. We're going to use time leaps. We're going to use 3 dice. Our focus is just 2, so we're going to spend a fruit to up that. So those are the symbols we're going for. So nothing on that one. That works. Reroll. We're going to take a damage. Or prevent that. Reroll them all again. All right. So that's a double. So we're going to use that to block 1. And since we have his tricks of the trade, we may use fruits as shells. So this does have a max of 6 on it, but that doesn't count until the end of the turn. So we blocked that. We got the symbols we want. It was a focus challenge, so we will move up 1 on that. And we were in front of him, so we'll move up 2. And that's going to give us 2 synergy. So we get to look at cards again. Crocodile armor. When you are alone, do not roll the danger die on your first roll each turn. So alone means there's no other character standees on your island. And a shield upgrade, Hunter's Fist. Tuck this under your shell shield. This upgrade adds new permanent use. So we can spend 3 shells from the shield to gain a novice die. And I think that's going to come in useful for us. So we'll put the croc armor on the bottom. We'll go ahead and spend 3 shells, that being 1. To get us a novice die. Well, I guess we can't finish our turn. We also go up 1 focus. Those are all spent. So this had a value of 2, so we can remove something from up here, value 2 or less. So we'll get rid of that. And now we have a complete set, which gets us 2 on the champion board. So that round went well for us. So the rival wants to go over here to area 4, which means he's going to go fight again. I guess that should have had a token there, and then he's coming right back. He's trying to defeat this thing all by himself. And +1 on the track. That goes up to 8. So we're out of tokens, but we can use both of our friends. And because of her card, market cards cost us 1 less fruit. We're going to move over here, gain a fruit. Then we get to swap out 2 cards. I don't have enough for those. Well, I guess we'll put them in order. But we are going to spend 1 fruit to go up 1 on the focus track. So now we can roll 3 dice. And new to the Owls. Before attempting a challenge while on the same island as another character, gain a shield. Arrival's done. Oh yes, she went up 3 spaces, so 1, 2, and 3. We are going to use him. After you complete a challenge, you may pay a shell to choose a new challenge card that has fewer symbols. We're going to go to the repair shop over here. Getting 2 shells. We're going to spend 3 to gain a novice die. We are going to refresh a number of dice equal to our spirit trait level, which is 2. Then we're going to attempt a turbo wreck in front of the judge again. So we're looking for 3 of the armor symbols. We can roll up to 3 dice because of that. And there's 2 of the symbols we need. And we're good to keep going. So we'll go ahead and block. And we'll keep on rolling. All right, we'll put that over. That's going to be our 3. We're in front of the judge. So we'll go up 1 more. We're going to go up 3 in resilience. So 1, 2, and 3. These are all spent. Unfortunately, that's a victory point of 2. Each of those are 3. And that are end our use for him. So we may discard a challenge card from your hand to gain 2 shields once per turn. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to end her turn, or the round. So we check for the monster, see what he's going to do. He's leaving. And since we didn't do any damage, we're going to lose a die. So that leaves us. Bring out the next monster, the Colossal Spine Squid. Fresh and upgrade dice. We can do that to 3 of our dice, which is going to be these 3. So they're going to go from Initiates to Elite dice. Doesn't matter, we're leading. It's just good practice to do that. Judge is going to move over this direction. And we advance the marker. No changes for round 3. So all these come back. And we start another round. All right, this guy is going over here. Area 1. Advances. All right, so that's a 2. So this is going up to 7. And that goes up to 7. We need shields and challenges, so go there to get 3. And I kind of want to go here for the bonuses. So I'll grab this one to start with. Fire Slide. And that gets replaced with Rebuild the Shattered Cube. We'll pick that one up just in case. And that gets replaced with Hold the Fort. Then over here, he's going up there to the first spot. And we'll get another card. So there's another 2. So it's up to 9. We are going to go to the Drifter's Dock. Gain a fruit. Cycle 2 cards. Then we're going to spend 2 fruit so we can go up in our resilience. And start a challenge in front of him. Going for the Fire Slide. We are going to spend 3 shells to get another die once per turn. So that's our max dice. All right, we want to deal with that. Got 2 wilds, which we don't need to assign now. And we're good. So I've got all 3 of our symbols. It is we pushed it, when you push it on a focus challenge. So we pushed it and it's got focus in it. So go up 1 on the board, plus another 1 because he's there. Then we're going to go up 1 focus and 2 spirit. Those are spent. And our rival, he's coming down here too to area 2. And since he's with him, he moves up 2 on the board. And that track goes up to 9. And he's discarding this card. I think we're going to go up here to get all of our dice back. Then we'll pick up the blind lap challenge. That gets replaced with the defend the caravan. We are going to take that. And for him, he's going to the second spot up here. So I think that's going to set that one off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And he's getting another card, which is going to set that one off. So I've got 2 effects going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're getting rid of 3 cards, the 3 highest ones. So we've got a 3 and a couple 2s. And there's no hits on the monster. So nothing happens. And this one triggers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to remove 3 cards. So we've got 3 3s in there. So that is move the boat equal to the plot strength. And every spot it goes to, we have to pay that cost. So it's moving 3 spaces, so we've got to lose a quest card. Now, one thing I'm not sure of on this track, if that's from my hand or something that I've already completed. So it hurts me the most to take it from here, even though I've got plenty of stuff from my hand to get rid of. So I'll just do it that way. Then I need to lose a die, not an issue. Then I need to go down on one of my traits. And they can go down on any of them except synergy. So I'm going to take that off of focus. So back to my turn. I'm ahead of all my allies, so I can use them. All right, I'm going to use her, and we're going to go over here to gain a die and a money. Her ability is before attempting a... Oh, yes, we also get to draw a card. Freshen number of dice equal to your spirit level, which is 3. All right, so before attempting a challenge while on the same island as another character, gain a shell. And that's the one we're going to be trying. So the red is good. Those are good. We're going to spin to roll another die. We'll bring this in. So we've got to spin to shell. So we got that and that. All right. Okay, there we go. So I've completed everything there. And we pushed it on a focus challenge. So we go up 1 on the board. I'm going to go up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Then up 1 on that one. Then it's back to us because our rival is out of actions. Well, yes, she moves up 1, 2, 3. Going to use him down here. That's going to allow us to get 3 dice back. Gain of money. Oh, this does get swapped out. Quick learner. You push it on a 2-symbol challenge, advance the push trait 1 extra notch. And with that ability, discard a challenge card from your hand to gain 2 shells. So discard that to gain 2. And I'm going to be working a bit hard because that's the only challenge we have in this area. So we need at least 4. So there's the 3 dice we know we can get. I'm going to spend a fruit for an extra die. And since we have tricks of the trade, spend that as a fruit to get another die. And hope we get lucky here. All right, so we've got to pay that off. We got that symbol. Oh, we've got 3 wilds. All right, this went way easy. So we got everything. We pushed it, gets us +1 focus. He's here, we get +1 focus. We are going to go up in spirit, up in focus, up in resilience, and then up 2. So that's going to get us another card. So we look at 2. Fruitful connections. When you buy from the market, you may pay 1 fruit to draw the top card of the market deck instead. Or the Crabbone Crossbow. You visit the fold, refresh 1 die. Discard, add a 2nd copy of your bonus die. Ooh, that's sweet. Yep, we'll take that. And ending her turn. So we'll see what the monster does. He's just going to move down. And then that guy comes out. We get to refresh 3 dice. And upgrade. So we're going to take those 2 elites. All right, so we'll go with those. So we took 2 of those into this one for reasons. And basically what I'm thinking here is once I get to go here and do 1 more challenge, I'll complete my 2nd set, which gives me 2 more victory points. And once we hit 10 over there, it's an immediate win for us. All right, we get our characters back. That did get swapped out. 1, 2, 3, and moved up. Revealing depth of knowledge at the end of your turn. If you did not attempt to challenge or fight a monster, refresh all of your dice. And we're getting a meaner die and more actions. And he moves back there. All right. So he is going up here at the 2nd space. Moves up 2 on the board. And we're just going for the quick win. We're going to go over here, getting 2 shields or shells. We'll get a card. Expert rigging. When you visit Lamar's Stadium, move the boat forward extra spaces equal to your spirit trait level, which we can go ahead and do now. So that's 3 more spaces. So we get a shell. Go up 1 on the victory. Then get 2 money. And our final challenge, 3 dice. We've got money, so we might as well roll in some more dice. So all we need is 2 symbols. Got a blank on that. There's the 2 symbols we need, plus some wilds. So go up 2 on that track, 1 on this track. Completes our set. We go past 10. And from the FAQ, when playing the solo version of the game, what happens if you reach the end of the champion track before you finish the 4th round? You win immediately. So Cayman was able to be victorious. And since we're the first champion on the board, including the allies, we have won a perfect victory. So that is the basics of how to play Tidal Blades Heroes of the Reef solo mode. So just some quick impressions. I have not played this multiplayer, but after 1 play of solo play, I do think I'm going to enjoy this more multiplayer. I don't think this is a game I'm going to be pulling out for solo only. So rules and components. Game comes with a nice rule book and almanac, which is great, so you can really check out what each of the cards does. Well laid out. Just a couple things I was unclear of. Like I said, what do certain symbols mean under certain situations? I didn't see that in the FAQ, but it probably is out there in Board Game Geek. Got nice player aids letting us know how the dice upgrades. Component quality, top notch on everything there. And gameplay, once someone goes through a round, you kind of figure out what's going on. So I think it'd be easy to play, but a lot of different ways to manipulate the game and figuring out what tracks go. So like I said, I would recommend this more as a multiplayer game. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this solo. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.